Okay. So female friends, I told you I get to this, so I'm going to do it right now. There's the nice guys. Nice guys don't exist anymore. Okay. Like guys, like real, even if you are genuinely really a nice guy, you're invisible. You're truly invisible right now. If you do things for the sake of being nice, if you do things out of the goodness of your heart or your altruism, right? Women don't believe it and men don't believe it either. So say, hey man, maybe I really wanted to help. Maybe I just really wanted to do this. And then what happens is either that guy gets taken advantage of because a woman goes, oh, a sucker. Oh, kick down $4,000 for me, whatever. Like even if you want to be a nice guy, there's always some kind of, attachment to it. I think Chris Rock talked about that too. Like Chris, in one of his comedy skits, he was talking about like, how guys are always, offering dick, right? Here, let me help you with those groceries. How about some dick? that whole thing. There's always something attached to it. And women, particularly in this social and in the digital age, it's easier to see that now. And guys are still ready to do it because serviceability is a sexual strategy for men, for beta men, mostly. Maybe for guys who have a blue pill mindset for sure. But for beta men, it's usually like, what was it? About 2 years ago, maybe it was 2018, winter of 2018 or 2017, 2018. There were women on Tinder who were saying, hey, I'd really like a guy to come and shovel the snow off my car so I can get to work. And literally within a half an hour of posting that, there's a dude and there's like probably two dudes like fighting each other for the honor of like shoveling the snow off of this woman's car so she can drive to her HR job in Buffalo, something like that. But guys will, when women need a guy to be serviceable, there are guys who know nothing else but transaction. And so ingrained is that you'll have old men who are suffering from Alzheimer's who will still think that they can get with the ladies in the assisted living facility based on, I'm going to go do your gardening for you. I don't know your name. I don't know my name. I don't know my kid's name, but I'll do that because that's a subroutine that's been planted. That transactional sex subroutine has been planted in my head from the time I was little to say, well, if I'm going to get in her good graces, I got to do something for her. It's called the savior schema. That's another chapter in book 1. I believe I put that in there. Yeah. Savior schema, which is if I save you, you owe me sex. If I save you, if I'm serviceable, and I mean that's a stupid extreme illustration, but that's the basis of it. If I do something for you, you give me sex, or you give me love, you give me intimacy, you give me something. It's this reciprocal thing. Humans aren't the only animals that do this, by the way, too. Reciprocation is something that most higher order mammals do. Certainly primates, but like other animals will do it as well. Even dogs will do it. If I do something for you, if I give you a gift, there should be something that you give in return. Or even if you don't, if you say, no, it's cool, dude, I just want to give you this gift. Here you go. Especially if you give it to a woman, women automatically think, God forbid, you go and you buy a dinner for them. Well, men are never owed sex. Yeah, especially now. But the reason why they get upset about that, or that even is a thought in their head to start with, is because they have a reciprocal nature. We have that's part of our, I would say that's part, I don't say it's instinct. It may be instinct. Certainly part of our mental firmware, our evolved mental firmware is reciprocation and sense of fairness, I think. Maybe sociopaths don't have that sense. Maybe pathological liars don't have that sense, or maybe less so. But by and large, that we do. But what that does is that has this kind of tit for tat thing, right? What quid pro quo. When it comes to female friends, that is prime breeding ground for simps. That's where the simps will show up. And in the digital age, becoming a beta orbiter has never been easier. Now, when women were in, like, say, the age of like the 80s or the 90s, even 70s, whatever, having a sort of a roster or a bullpen, I think is what we called it. Having a bullpen of beta orbiters was a little bit more difficult to maintain because generally those beta orbiters, if they didn't know each other, it was only because, one, they didn't live in the same vicinity, or else it was like they were phone friends, right? They were the emotional tampons. For the most part, men and women cannot be friends. And like people will fight me on that. And that you want to talk about another sort of like dog whistle for simps? That's one of them. Men and women can't be friends. What? I can't believe that. Oh, here's my opportunity. You're a horrible misogynist. I'd have so many girlfriends. Until you get intimate with one woman and she's into you and she doesn't want you to have, or women believe in platonic friendships between men and women until they have a boyfriend. If that was the case, women would never say, oh, I have a boyfriend. They wouldn't give you the boyfriend disclaimer when you're trying to chat them up, when you're running game, when you're sarging women. There's what's known as, and this is in PUA circles, there's what's known as the boyfriend disclaimer, which of course PUAs found a way around with the boyfriend destroyer routine, and ask me about that sometime. But the boyfriend disclaimer is you're having a conversation with a girl. Maybe you just met her. Maybe you're interested in her. She picks up on the fact that you are interested in her. And then somewhere casually into the conversation, she slips, oh, my boyfriend and I went to blah, blah, blah. Or I have a boyfriend. Sometimes it's casual. Sometimes it's just kind of like, incidental. Insert the word boyfriend into the conversation here so he doesn't get the wrong idea. Or else wait until the guy expresses direct interest and then drop the boyfriend disclaimer. There's two ways to get the boyfriend disclaimer. The boyfriend disclaimer would not exist if men and women could be friends, at least on the same level of parity as men can be friends with men and women can be friends with women. Now I'm going to throw one more out to you. This is straight out of the Rational Male. Here's your Rational Male quote for the day. Women have boyfriends and girlfriends. And if you're not banging her, you're her girlfriend. And guys hate it when, who hates that more? Not women don't hate that, but I've never had a woman criticize me for that quote. I've had tons of guys criticize me for that quote. Because they want to believe that friendship and rapport and comfort is the way to get into a woman's good graces, and therefore as a means to sexual reproduction, to get after it, to have sex and then maybe reproduce. Who knows? Because most simps, most blue pill guys who have been conditioned by the blue pill, and I'm not talking just even in the 2000s, I'm talking about my generation, we're taught that the best way to get a girlfriend is not sexual anxiety, not urgency, not sexual tension. Those are elements that are absolutely necessary in sexual attraction and sexual arousal. But since the 70s, since we decided that it's not what's on the outside that matters, it's what's on the inside. Remember when Jada Pinkett Smith, it's all about love. No, it's not. That you weren't banging Alcina, whatever, because of love. If he'd have been 50 pounds overweight and a sandwich artist at Subway, you would not have it's all about love. No, it's not. But we've been taught that it is. And we've been taught that it's what's on the inside that counts for a long time. Now, I'm not saying that the inside, your character and your integrity and your person and everything, like who you are, isn't important. It is. It is once you got past the sexual urgency part, right? It is once a woman has like actual, you've got past the arousal stages. And you have to know, if I'm going to talk about friendship, you have to know how like a natural sort of arousal happens and then attraction and then sort of a pair bonding happens. There's a flow to it. And this is something that what used to be taught by the early PUAs. I don't think so much now, but it is the idea that, and again, like I said, I believe this is that you should go from like comfort and familiarity, then you go into sex, is absolutely backwards, 100% backwards. Even Mystery Method would say the same thing. It's usually attraction, comfort, and then seduction. That's Mystery Method, ASC. Yeah. So it's that's usually how it happens. I've never really been a proponent of too much rapport, too much comfort, too much familiarity, because familiarity breeds contempt, right? But it also once you get into that, most guys gross out on comfort. They gross out on familiarity. They want to be her brother. And women will say that. I don't see you as a lover. I don't think of you that way. I think of you as a brother. When you get to that point, what she's saying is, I see sex with you to be incest. Literally, that's what it means. Like the thought of having sex with you is like having sex with my brother. And you got to that, you next eject, you're done. Just move on to the next one. Because if you've already got into that sort of, we're like brother and sister, And again, this is another example that I see of simps. Guys who will be on Instagram with a girl, with my best friend today, right? And they're like with their best friend, and they got their arm around them, and it's like, and then the girl will make sure to put something in the tweet or something in the Instagram message that says, yeah, we're really great friends, just friends for life, just friends. Let's just LJBF. Let's just be friends. And to make damn sure that anybody seeing that picture that's on his Instagram that he tagged her in, like the reason he's doing that, of course, is mate guarding, but women know that instinctively. Women know mate guarding. Like they know mate guarding before guys know mate guarding. So when, and in the digital age, doing something like that on Instagram or whatever social media platform you want to put it on, when a guy does that, what he's doing is saying, this is, it's like peeing on the girl so all the other competitive rivals will smell, oh, this is somebody else's woman. I'm going, I got to go find something. That's what it really is. And women know that. And so they have to go and find some ways to sort of either, can you take that down? Or they'll say, oh yeah, we're just swell chums. We're just pals. That's simping. It's simping to do that when when you believe that comfort. You want to know what defines a simp is believing that comfort is the key to sexual success. Thinking that you're going to have a better relationship because we started as friends and then we became lovers. Those are not the good relationships. The good relationships are the ones where you can't keep your hands off of each other and then you become familiar and comfortable with each other. It starts with sexual urgency. It starts with anxiety. It's a competition anxiety for sure. It starts with sexual tension. That's why they call it sexual tension. Most guys, the 80% of beta guys, hate that. They're uncomfortable with it because there's so much uncertainty. They don't know that they're going to get there. They don't know what to do. Like, it's not even so much the tactics. It's becoming comfortable with it. It's becoming like, Keno, God forbid, like, can I touch her? Like that kind of stuff. And this generation really kind of like the one before, I guess millennials a little bit, really don't have any experience with that, or they don't, let's just say that they're uncomfortable with it. So they think that comfort and rapport is the way to go. And usually what happens is in a proper flow and proper human interaction with heterosexual, maybe even homosexual, I don't know, but in a heterosexual relationship, it's sexual urgency. It's that person is so hot, I want to get with them. Okay, what's your name? Oh, the hell yes girl, right? You want to go on a date? Hell yes, I do. That kind of stuff. And it's not like I'm saying, well, women have to be easy. I'm just saying that there has to be that genuine desire, can't negotiate it. There has to be genuine arousal. And then from there, once you get past that, once you get to the sexual urgency part, then you create rapport. Then you create seduction. Then you create comfort afterwards. When women say, oh, I have to be comfortable to have sex with you, you do think that she has to be comfortable with the guy in the foam cannon party in Cancun on spring break? Look at women's Instagrams today. Do you think that they have to be comfortable to take their clothes off at a rave? Do you think they have to be comfortable to go on a slut walk? Do you think they have to be comfortable with? No, they don't. They want sexual urge. They want indignation. They want a thrill. They want excitement. They want exhilaration. They want a break from their boring ass lives on this side of the damn computer. And so when guys can offer that to them and say, you want to know why? And then, again, I'm getting into the nuts and bolts of PUA here, but want to know why women make that emotional connection or that emotional association with you, and why that's so compelling for women is because it breaks that cycle. You're not trying to be safe and comfortable. You're the dangerous guy. You're the guy she will break rules for instead of make rules for. Women don't want to have sex with guys that they can make rules for, that guys will obey, because alphas wouldn't do that. They've got other girls on the roster. Alphas don't worry about rules. And I'm not saying, oh, well, they push passion. They just go and they just take what they want from women. No. They don't bother with you because they got 4 other girls that are productive girls, sexually speaking, that would love to get with them on the same weekend. So women instinctively pick up on the behavioral manifestations of alpha males and what it is that they're doing. And then they go, okay, I can't make rules for that guy. That guy his time is valuable. His time, other women want to get with this guy. Even if he's just even they don't know it. He acts and manifests the behavior of a guy who has options, who have other women that are available to him. That was really the basis of PUA. Again, doing the end run around the hypergamous filter. Now, it helps if you're actually that guy. It helps if you're actually the dude that has all those, you're authentically an alpha male. You authentically have all of the qualities and the values and the things that make her hot, as well as make her want to be with you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?